Okay, this is Mr. Elmhorst with lesson 22. We're going to take a look at ratios, rates, and also something called unit rates. So ratios are going to be a comparison of two similar or like items. That S is bothering me. Let me fix that. And rates are going to be, it's a special type of ratio. Rates are going to be a ratio that compares different items, two different items. So, for example, ratios would be boys and girls, tables and chairs. They're both furniture, they're both students. Rates are going to be different things. For example, miles per hour or dollars per gallon. So there is a special rate where the quantity that's going to be compared to one, that's going to be called a unit rate. Unit meaning uno, or a rate of being compared to one. So some examples of unit rates would be miles per gallon. Miles per gallon. Per meaning 1 gallon. And the rate we can multiply by the unit rate. So anytime we see the word per gallons, we're going to multiply. Feet per second. Per second. And that means to multiply by that rate. Dollars per hour. Per hour. Okay. And this is the common one here where we have miles per hour. How many miles would you drive in 1 hour if you were going 50 miles per hour? So that's miles, you're multiplying by the miles per hour. Meters, this is speed, meters per second. Or this is unusual, but it can be also true, dollars per week. How many dollars in a week? So once we start writing these rates, we need to focus on the units. What is being compared? Here, for example, we have miles and hours. So the units would be miles and hours. And then we look at what is actually being compared. 10 miles to 2 hours. That is the rate. 10 or 100 miles in 2 hours. And the comparison, once we get to the unit means 1. And usually we want to look at the smaller number to help us get it to 1. So there's 102. Well, let's put 1 down here and then ask yourself the question, how do we go from 2 down to 1? Going to divide. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 100 divided by 2 would be 50. So 50 miles per hour would be the unit rate because it's being compared to 1. All right, 10-ounce package of pistachio costs $6.50. So here we're looking at ounces, the units, to the cost, which is dollars. So we're going to label it here on the left. We have ounces, and then we have cost, which is in dollars. Now the given rate would be 10 ounces to $6.5. So we set up our rate, $6.5, and then we ask ourselves the unit rate. Which one would be easier to deal with? Well, here's 10 and 6.5. Well, from 10 down to 1 would be easier. So we take from 10 and compare to 1. That's pretty simple. 10 divided by 10 would give us 1. So then we divide the other number by the same factor, 6.5 divided by 10. Dividing by 10 makes it smaller by 1 decimal place value. So 1 ounce is 65 cents, or 0 and 65 hundredths of a dollar. So taking that table and then setting it up down below. So we got Gavin drove how many miles and how many gallons. Okay, so set it up here. We have miles, and then we have gallons. And it started with 300 and then 15. So this is the given rate. Now we need to somehow get it down to a unit rate where it is being compared to 1. So here, if you're not sure what to divide by, you can think of a division ladder, either 2, 3, or 5. And 5 works nicely. So 15 divided by 5 would be 3. And then the first number, 30, divided by 5 would be 6, and then another 0. So now we simplified by a factor of 5. Now we can look at 3 right here. Divide by 3 to simplify that, and then divide by 3. 60 divided by 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2, and then 0 divided by 3 is 0. So 20 miles per gallon. Right here would be the unit rate, 20 miles per gallon. So it looks like we didn't need this extra one here. Same thing down below. We could use this ratio table and then label it on the left. We have ounces and cost. And then look at the given ounces and given cost. We have 8 as the 8 ounces, and then 4.8. That is our given rate. So it looks like 8 can go into 48 and 8 can go into 8. So we might actually just divide both of these by 8. So 48 divided by 8 would be 6. And then there's one decimal place value. So we put in one decimal place value over there. So the unit rate would be 60 cents per 1 ounce, or OZ.